I'm Campson the Untamed Oracle, and this is the collective reading. I am a Akashic record reader. I'm someone who has had two near-death experiences that heighten my spiritual abilities, and so I share my gifts with others. And this is just one of the many ways that I share my gifts. So let's get into it. Take a deep breath, and whatever messages are here for you, take them, use them, don't sleep on them. If it don't resonate, that's okay. It will with somebody else, but most people find resonance. And if you happen to have found me for the first time, congratulations. You made it outside of the controlled algorithm, because I'm not easy to find. No, not easy to find. All right, let's get started. Coming into this, I feel heightened sensitivity. Y'all getting a lot more telepathic. Whoever watching this reading, you're not crazy. You really do be hearing other people's thoughts. You do. You are not crazy. People go make you think that you are. They go try to make you think that what you feel is inaccurate. You've been gaslit a lot. And I don't know if that's just like family, medical gaslighting, in your relationship, whatever situation it is, you have been gaslit. No, you are actually hearing other people's thoughts. So I had to go through this as well. When this first starts on a new level, you really have to become great at enforcing boundaries, which means you have to do things that make you uncomfortable. And you have to do things that may make other people uncomfortable as well. Okay? So, when you start to say things like, I feel like me and you maybe have not been seeing eye to eye on some things, and I want to clear the air. And then whatever comes after that, whoever's on the other side of the conversation probably will respond to you with, I don't, what are you talking about? What, I don't know what you mean. I don't have an issue with you. Like, what do you mean? I thought we were fine. Okay, just, you ain't crazy. And don't let that cause you to take two steps back and become the old version of you. Use the triggers as an opportunity for your transformation. They're helping you. I know it don't feel that way, but they're helping you. Okay? So that's what you use the triggers for. Guidance for the collective. Thank you. Really? That is so weird. Okay, we're going with it. Crystal Towel, which represents animals. This is the first card that come up. So, clarification. Ruby, which represents the ability to shine. And this is connected to your lower chakras as well. I feel like with those two cards, it's crazy because when I was meditating before I came into this collective reading, I kept hearing, now it's making more sense to me. I kept hearing to be gentle as a dove, but wise as a serpent. I kept hearing something along those lines. So with these two animals, they represent two different things, right? And some people would even say that one represents evil and one represents good. But that's not the case here. You have swung too much into one of these animals. And in order for your life to be recalibrated, you're going to need to find a middle ground. You're going to need to find some neutrality. I know. I hear you. You like that. That's what I've been trying to do. I get it. Okay? I get it. I am a Libra sun. So I am always seeking balance in everything. Okay. I get it. So I also feel, think about those two animals. So the dove, you could say, is a representation, a symbology of giving, of love, of gentleness, of kindness. But that's not how you always will benefit from being. Sometimes to be wise as a serpent is to assert yourself more. Speak how you feel, even if you're afraid to. You can speak how you feel assertively and still speak in a respectful way. That does not mean that whoever's on the other end of this is going to receive it the way that you desire them to receive it. But you're being called to detach from how people perceive your communication, because your communication is changing. As you are changing, your communication is changing. And they are not always going to feel good about you, because you feel like someone, in order for you to survive, you learn how to be everything to everybody. And in the process of being everything to everybody, you lost yourself. And you forgot how to live in equality. So even though you're not in the same situation you were in the past or even in your childhood, you're still living like you're not equal to the people that come in and out of your reality, whether this be bosses, co-workers, partners, family, friends, whatever, medical, doctors. Like, in moments of tension, you forget that you're equal. And your body language changes, your language changes. I'm saying this so that you can become aware of this, so that you can start catching this in the moment. Animals have been trying to bring messages to you, but for some reason you have belittled these types of synchronicities. Maybe sometimes you just get used to it. Sometimes it happens so much. Like in the beginning, it means so much to you. But sometimes you get used to it and it happens so much where you just like, oh, yeah, I saw a hawk on the way home. It's happened so many times before. So make sure that you're not belittling the messages that spirit animals are bringing you. If you can't use your intuition to see what that message is, look it up and see what resonates, what sticks out. But I feel like I can relate to this as well. In the past, when you shined your light, people became jealous, envious, even like family. This could even be like a dad, a mom, a auntie, a older sibling, younger sibling. Like, you've had experience a best friend, and it was almost something that programmed your nervous system to believe that it's better, it's more familiar, and it's more safe for you to just sit back and just let other people shine. Don't do that. But I need you to hear me when I say this. Shining is what's going to create the reality that you deserve. And shining can show up in many ways. You could be really great at something and you don't use it. You hide it. You don't share it with others. You don't post it. You don't talk about it. You don't do it. Figure out what lights you up on the inside. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. If people are uncomfortable with you when you are shining and when you are at your best, that's good data. That is great information for you. Okay? Because this is going to give you an idea of who's going with you and who's not. And like, it's no judgment. It's okay. Find things that light you up and actually like invest time, energy, and money into doing it. Even if it's something that's not acceptable by society or your family. And that's how it was for me. I was afraid to do some of the things that I'm doing now that I do publicly. And people that know me personally probably watch me. They don't say nothing to me, but I still have to command my energetic space so that I can do this, what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about them right now, even though I'm talking about them, but they can't penetrate my field. This is where I shine. This is my strength. This is something that I'm really great at doing. So figure out what you're great at doing. Figure out what makes you feel good. I'm not the best singer in the world, but it makes me so fucking happy to write songs and sing them. And I challenged myself and started posting them. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna post it. That's me refusing to abide by the program for me to be small, to not shine, to not do what I love. This is what I love. So I'm gonna do what I love. Do what you love. Do more of what you love. Do more of what you love. Do more of what you love. Labradorite, take action. Do more of what you love. Don't be ashamed. It might even be something that's considered weird. Weirdo gang gang. Like, that's why I came up with that. Right? So do what you love to do. It is time. Take action came up for the last collective reading, if I'm not mistaken. Do what you love to do. Don't worry about other people, because they're not really even worried about you as much as you might think they are. Our brain play those tricks on us. These are schemas. These are called schemas in psychology. And so it's like the brain has been branded, and there's this imprint from certain experiences that stick with us. And this is why I've been telling y'all, you can't meditate only, affirm only, use magic, spell work, rituals, ceremonies only, crystals only. You can't do only one thing to overcome this, because you are a multi-dimensional being. We're learning how to be multi-dimensional. So you use more than one modality for your healing. And that's what you're being called to do right now. You can't help but shine when you're multidimensional and you're using multidimensional modalities to heal. That's why I've been telling y'all, like, get on my membership. Those exorcisms that I've been teaching, it goes so much deeper than just the affirmation alone. But when you combine the affirmation with different parts of your body, and you know what that body part has stored emotionally for you, and when you can connect it to your organs, next level, game changer, game changer. You feel so much better about yourself. Then you can do something you're afraid to do. You can do it publicly and not be worried about what other people are going to think about you. And that's what's going to make you shine. That's what's going to make you stand out. You know, the economy is being destroyed because it was built on effort to the point of death. And like, we ain't doing that no more. Shit, most of us too damn tired to work the way we used to work and put in all the effort we put in. I don't even have the effort to defend myself against people who think something about me that's not true. In the past, I could not sleep. If somebody thought something about me that was not true, it disturbed me so much I couldn't sleep. I would lose my appetite. I would be so disturbed by that. And I will over explain and I would feel like I got to go out of my way to prove that I'm not this negative thing in their mind. And I had to realize, girl, that ain't none of your business. If that's in their head and in their mouth and their conversation, that's them. That's a them problem. That's not a you problem. They are not your responsibility. Managing your perceptions and other people's perception of you is not your responsibility. That is a burden. Let that go. Let that go. I love who I am. If there are people who were a part of my life when I was a Christian who maybe are hardcore Christians now, because at the time when I was a hardcore Christian, they probably were not. First of all, they shouldn't even be watching my content, because my content really is not geared towards that type of niche. right? I'm speaking towards the cycle breakers, the generational trauma breakers, the star seeds, the sacred rebels, those who are here to shift the paradigm, those who are here to heal, those who are here to recall their past lives and embody that ancient ancestral intelligence within them to step into their power, right? But if they are, that's okay too, because who knows, a few years from now, they might be right here with us, and it's happening on a mass level. So many people are leaving religion and identifying more with spirituality. So just whatever it is for you, you could still be going to church and watching me. I don't know. But I don't have no judgment for you. I just know this is where I shine. I give great advice and information. I've been through so much. If you can't look at me and tell, I don't quite look like what I've been through. But if you know, if I've been through some shit. I got some battle wounds, let me tell you. I got to know Ogun very well in this lifetime. Okay, that's the Orisha of metalworkings and iron and pew-pews, as they say. Oh, here we go. Mama Isis. So this is the card that I pulled for you. And look at that. Look at that portal. You are so close. You are so close to something that you've been wanting. Don't give up now. Don't look, don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on yourself. Because I feel like you feel alone and you feel like your support system is fractured or zero. So I want you to lean into your spiritual support system, the invisible support system. This is what I had to do. When I chose to go no contact with my biological family, one of the hardest things that I ever had to do, I have always been very, family means everything to me. But it was to the point that I had became the martyr who would sacrifice herself for the sake of her family. And it was taking me to an early grave. And so I had no choice, but I felt so alone and I felt like I didn't have support. And this is when I started really paying more attention to who my matron was, who my patron was, who was my divine family, who are my animal spirits, who are my spirit guides, who are these goddesses I keep hearing about, and they started coming to me in dreams and showing up in synchronicities. And I saw an owl sitting on the top of our house one day when we came home, like it was waiting on us to come home. And I was like, what is happening? I was going through an initiation where I became less codependent on the systems that I was given in this physical incarnation, and more so learning to build relationships with the spiritual family that I had been given to help lead me and guide me. That is a healing chamber that is opening for you. Actually, in the membership in the community with the Untamed Sister Coven, I teach about the 4 chambers of Kali. And because Kali represents the dissolution of your ego and detachment. And like, in order to do this and to still function, you have to go through an ego death, right? But instead of just going through an ego death, it's really a rebirth, but the death comes before the birth. But I figured out these pillars, and look at this card. See the pillars on each side? I figured out that there are these pillars, and if I have these pillars in place supporting me, then I can go through that phase of the void where I'm not quite who I want to be, but I'm making decisions to be who I desire to be in the future. So, I'm learning how to lean more into my spiritual gifts of my spiritual family. And that's what you're being called to do. So the card says the spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation. Can you do that one? Because sometimes we expect so much to where it keeps us in a cycle of feeling miserable. Be open, but without expectation or preconceived notions, and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. The only thing to expect is for some type of miracle. So what's not your business anymore, but it's something that you have been really good at in the past, is strategizing and figuring out how to get from point A to point B. You're in a space now where point A to point B is zigzag. And you don't know when to zig and when to zag. When you're in that space, the best thing for you to do is exactly what I just said to you. So finding a space of neutrality, finding a space of gratitude, being in a space of not expecting really anything, just being grateful, knowing that you can handle whatever comes up, and trusting that this process is leading you to a better, healthier version of you. That's the mantra. Repeat that in your head. So many of us say, I'm not good at meditating, I'm not good at meditating, I'm not good at meditating. But let me ask you a question. How many times have you thought about that negative outcome that maybe hasn't happened, but it's something that you think about? Has that happened to you? Do you repeat that thought? Because if you ruminate on anything, guess what? You're meditating. That is a form of meditation. You're meditating on the negative, but you're meditating. So other thoughts may come in, but your mind might go right back to that negative thought. You're meditating. So you just switch it up. You mix in, just do a remix. Do a rumination remix. And put in a positive thought, something that's optimistic. I trust the process. Everything gonna work out for me. I'm a great person. I'm not perfect, but I'm a great person, and I really strive to treat people well. Well, you're not gonna be able to overcome this health issue. I'm a great person. I got a great heart. I got love in my heart. It's gonna work out for me just because of that. Love is the highest frequency. Like, remix it. I call it the positive reframe practice. You down with PRP? Yeah, you know me. You down with PRP? Yeah, you know me. You already know I'm down with that PRP. Just start having a conversation, a dialogue with yourself. You can make it fun. I like to, throw a little rap song in there or something. I got some things that I say that might surprise you, that I say when I need to give myself that pep talk. So find something that works for you. You can use that, or use something that worked for you. You know what I'm saying? But I use many different things. Push it. And and it kind of pulled me out of that negative rumination, because I'm pushing it out of my mind. So I imagine myself, push it real good. Dun, 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 dun. Now my mind went from a rumination to a song that's implanted in my mind. So now I'm retraining my subconscious mind, and I'm like, no, we're gonna think about this. And I might think about it so much, but I'm like, you know what? I'm finna go play that. I'm finna play that. And then before I know it, I'm playing it, and then I'm dancing. And before I know it, I forgot all about whatever that negative rumination was. Or another song come on right after that. I'm like, damn, I ain't heard this in a long time. My whole mood has shifted. Like, we have to master emotional regulation, because we're going through spiritual activations. And if we do not master that, we become dangerous to ourselves and others. And we can't be down here being dangerous, not in that way. I mean, if you go be consciously dangerous, that's a different thing, because I teach about that too, because it is a time for everything. And it is a time when you like, you know what? No, no, this energy not gonna play with me. I'm not to be played with. We're not even finna do that. We're not even finna do that. Absolutely not. It's a time for that energy too. And this is what I've been teaching about, and teaching you how to embody these different elements of consciousness and frequencies, using the goddesses as the guide to help guide you. All right. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See what I'm talking about? You're sitting right on it. You're sitting right on it. You're sitting right on it. You're literally sitting right on it. I pulled a Four of Pentacles, and like he's sitting on coins. He's just sitting on it. Like, I don't even think it's necessarily like money. Like, you're sitting on the things that you are here to use to make your life better. You're sitting on it. You're sleeping on yourself. You're being called to stop sleeping on yourself. Don't allow, we can hoard our spiritual gifts. So it's like if you're going through these spiritual activations, but you're not really doing anything with it, like that's a form of hoarding, right? I, share your gifts. Share your gifts. Okay? Share your gifts. Try not to be too controlling. Sometimes when we feel a lack of stability, we become too controlling and we burn ourselves out because energetically 24/7 we're always trying to be in control of everything happening. So I just walked you through controlling your thoughts to control your emotions, which alters the frequency that you broadcast out into the world, which will eventually accumulate if you keep doing it, and it will alter your reality. So that is a form of control. But there is also a time for you to surrender, to let go. If you have a lot of things that you no longer need or use that are still useful, give them away. Don't hold on to them. Give them away. You don't have to do everything in the house because I'm sure we all got something in the house we can give away. But do you know that's a form of wealth? Like having things that you don't use anymore that may be useful for somebody else, that's hoarding. It's probably unintentional, but it's hoarding. And it's a trauma response. We hold on to things. Sometimes we're too exhausted to collect it and give it away. Sometimes we just don't feel like going through it. Sometimes they bring back memories we don't want to deal with. But none of those things benefit you if your goal is to master yourself. If your goal is self-mastery, if your goal is self-realization, if your goal is self-deification, which I hope that it is, meaning that you learn to be your own co-creator in your reality, be responsible for everything happening to you. In order for you to do that, there's a certain relationship that you must have with your possessions as well. Four of Pentacles represents our possessions. So it could just be one thing you put your hand on. You could have 2 toasters. Like, why the hell do you have 2 toasters? You got 2 microwaves. Why do you have 2 microwaves? Whatever it may be. You could have heels that you don't even wear no more because you like in your era of comfort and not in the era of hurting yourself to try to live up to some fucking standard that was created and set by a man because his own selfish, lustful motives. That might not just be something that you're really feeling, but it's still in your wardrobe. Give them away. I might have a pair I need to give away. It's reminding me. It don't have to be a lot. You don't have to expend a lot of energy. But just as you're going throughout your day, just ask yourself, it's something that I can let go of. And this helps you to get used to releasing. So like I keep a giveaway bag or box by my front door. And as I'm going through my day, my week, my month, I'll just grab stuff and throw it over in there. That way I don't have to like carve out time to sit down and go through stuff. Because usually like I don't, it's easier for me that way. So maybe just take you a box or a bag and be like, okay, as I move throughout my house, my apartment, whatever, condo, wherever you live, as I move throughout, just stuff that I don't use or I don't need, I'll just drop it in there. And by the end of the month, you can drop it off. And let it be a ceremony. A ceremony is that thing we do on occasion for a very specific purpose. Let it be a ceremony. Misery loves company. I don't know why I'm hearing that, but misery loves company. Maybe it's time for you to tell somebody that you go talk to them later. Sometimes we do need a little bit of space, especially if we're trying to process our own stuff. So if you're the go-to person for problems, it's okay to let people know, like, I need a little space when I'm in a better headspace and I feel like maybe I could be of help. I'll reach out to you. That's okay. I'm in an era of having relationships with people where I may not talk to them every day. I may not even talk to them every week, but we're close. We care about each other. We support each other. But we don't trauma dump on each other, you know. And so it's just finding that balance. Finding that balance. Okay, so this is the self-care portion of the reading. That's beautiful though. It's you, it's you, it's you, it's you. I felt you. Imagineering. I love this one. Imagineering. You see how she's like sitting down and writing. She got her cup of tea or a coffee or whatever. Just zenning out. Imagineering is a visualization coupled with pre-practicing higher frequency emotions. Practicing high frequency emotions is the best way to pre-pave happiness and a more positive future. Begin to slow your breathing and close your eyes and let go of any tension you have in your body. So important. We have really slept on. Exercise in the 80s was nothing like now. The level of awareness that we have now about ourselves, you cannot go through a spiritual awakening and not do somatic healing. You cannot and have actual benefits come from it. You can't. You can't. I've tried. You can't. You can't. So if it's tension in your body is asking you to address that. Because guess what? When the body is tense and we ignore it, we train the universe to ignore us, to ignore the things that hurt us. Because you lead by example. You got to teach the universe how to treat you by how you treat you. You don't have to join my community to learn it. There's plenty of videos. But I've been working with a practitioner for the last 2 years, a myofascia practitioner, so that I could learn these things. And when I tell you how much emotional healing that I've done, simple things that you will never think would help you. So yes, use your breath, but you also need to work with the tension in your body, because you can't out manifest the tension in your body. You can't. All right. But once you're in a space where you're like more relaxed, all right, just imagine you're resting on a beach. Imagine yourself feeling safe, right? Imagine the sound of the waves of the ocean, the smell of the sea salt in the air, the feeling of the warm sand between your toes, and just relaxing the body. I have a meditation, the deepest relaxation meditation that I have on here on my channel. Like, listen to that. And once you're relaxed, imagine that you have already became or accomplished that thing that you want to accomplish. How would you feel? However that would feel for you. Feel that right here in this moment. If it's a feeling of gratitude, feel that deep sensation of gratitude. If it's a feeling of being proud of yourself because of all that you've been through and you didn't give up on yourself. That feeling. What that feels like. You know, when you do something for somebody, give something to somebody that was in need, and they thank you for it and they're so grateful. It's just the best feeling. I've never heard anybody say that was an icky feeling. Like, that's one of the best feelings in the world. If you ever felt that feeling, imagine that you're feeling that. You can even use something from your past to create that emotion. And that's going to magnetize the future that you deserve. And you want to ask yourself, how do I want to feel? What emotions would the healed version of me swim in the most? And swim in those emotions intentionally. Okay? So, emotions can be very powerful forces to create the future that we desire. This is what I call future making. And just one brick at a time, one day at a time, one relaxation at a time, one breath at a time, one memory at a time that felt good, just feeling it. Let this being a part of every day. Can you imagine if you do this for the next 30 days? Where you would be? I'm starting a 30-day challenge to help get us through the beginning of this Gregorian pretend new year. Imagineering. But yes, I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to give you really specific prompts and things that you can use. Sometimes when you have something to help keep you on track and it's short, it's simple but transformative, it's easier for you to do it and stay devoted to it. I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to upload a video with the herbs that I use to help me to relax. It's so many out there, but the issue that I have with a lot of videos and stuff that I have watched is people don't talk about the contraindications. They don't talk about the things that don't mix well with certain herbs. And so you end up having a whole bunch of shit around your house that you probably tried once or twice, and because of some type of effect, or you just happen to learn something about it later, you're like, I can't take that. Like somebody had mentioned to me to take holy basil for pain up under one of my videos. I don't think I ever got to respond to them, but I often have low platelet levels, so taking holy basil would cause me to have like issues with bleeding too much and bruising too much. So that's not an option for me. So sometimes people are very well intending, and we find these videos and comments and stuff, and people are like, take this and this helped me, but what helped one may not help another. So I'm going to make a list of my top, these are the most gentle nervous system healing herbs and tonics that I have found, and I'm going to make that list, and I'm going to upload that list to the members only videos really soon. So stay tuned for that. I know. Stop talking. Okay. Really? Anahata Kali. Look, I see some synchronicities. So, this is the version of Kali that focuses on your heart chakra. Okay. Let me tell you, the heart chakra is the entrance to the spirit realm. You cannot get in any other way. This is the reason why certain beings on this planet that do not have access to emotions, very psychopathic beings, they don't create the toroidal field that the heart creates. They're missing that divine spark. And so most of what happens in our reality that's hurtful, fear-based, or traumatizing shuts down the heart chakra, and it doesn't emit and broadcast as strongly as it can. So we become incoherent with source, with spirit realm, with our true selves. And so you want to pay special attention to your heart chakra. Intentionally wear green to heal the heart, regulate the nervous system. Intentionally breathe and visualize that breath going into the back of your heart and out of the front of your heart, because our chakras are open in the back for entrance, in the front for exit. So breathing through the heart allows you to use your breath to heal and awaken the heart and expand the field. Some people, have done research, and the heart chakra was able to expand up to 6 feet, even more, especially like with people who meditate and things like that and do this work. So it says, beautiful mother, powerful mother of the sacred universal heart, who lives within our hearts as the wisdom and healing power of love. Your heart knows how to heal and how to open, how to break and repair itself to become stronger and wiser than before. Your heart cannot be contained or constrained by what has taken place. Your heart, wisdom, and empowerment are growing. Soon you shall have the wisdom and courage to accomplish something very important for your soul journey. Trust in the invisible workings of divine love. Let your heart be at peace. The journey of the soul is the journey from the head to the heart. Did you hear that? So I talked about living in the head last week and the dangers of living in your head. It leaves your body open to all types of entity attachments. The journey of the soul is the journey from the head to the heart. Anahata is a Sanskrit name for the heart chakra. Anahata Kali is the goddess who secures the awakening, transformation, and liberation of the heart. Love is her expression. When Kali Ma touches the heart, it becomes capable of love that is increasingly unconditional, fearless, and compassionate. Such empowerments often manifest through loss and betrayal. In responding to such challenges, we grow our heart's capacity for love, processing and healing emotions of grief, betrayal, and anger. Our heart becomes stronger through the process. The human heart is capable of overcoming enormous negativity. It is an astonishingly powerful and beautiful temple of spirit. We can underestimate the extraordinary power of the heart by focusing on its sweetness, love, and light as though they were weaker than anger, fear, or consuming intensity of grief. We can only begin to understand the spiritual worlds and how they operate when we let go of the human perspective. A human believes that the heavier and denser something is, the more powerful it is. A heavy emotion like anger or physical situations that appears gridlocked are given more weight than the intangible realms of spirit. Yet spirit is behind all things, in all things. Being invisible does not impede its effectiveness. If anything, it enhances it. For something so seemingly invisible, love has unconquerable power. We affirm this in expressions such as love can move mountains, or love will always find a way. Yet we are conditioned to believe that there is more power in what we can see and control rather than the spiritual power of love. Such conditioning pulls us away from heart connection and into the fear-based belief system that we need to control things, or there will be no benefit, no safety, no happiness. However, we can never be safe if we are disconnected from the spiritual home of the heart, where all healing, wisdom, true guidance, spiritual protection, and regenerating vitality resides. The backlog of emotional pain stored in our hearts can sometimes cause us to shut down, even when we know that in closing down our hearts, we lose out on love's joy and wisdom. We may go through the motions of living, but without the real emotional juice and revitalizing engagement with life. Kali Anahata brings a message from the Divine Mother that she is supporting you in healing your heart. She wants you to connect, supporting you to be more profound in the joys of life. As you trust yourself and trust in her, you can heal even long-term karmic scars. You can learn to return to love, to be in love, to live the love within your ever beautiful heart. For those who live from the heart space, it can be hard to remember what it was like before. Yet many still live in such a way, driven by fear, plagued with anxiety, hardened through living in a way that is oppressive to the spirit. The oracle asks you to acknowledge how far you have come and where you would like to go. Not so much in terms of external markers, but in terms of emotional freedom. If you have been focusing on healing a specific issue in your life, the oracle indicates you have the strength, wisdom, and courage of heart to accomplish that. For those who have had their heart broken in love, in spiritual communities, by friends or family members, by God or life itself, the message here is that something deeper is taking place. The shattering of structures, even of ideals, gives the heart the opportunity to break free and open up to a greater and more satisfying experience and expression of love. Becoming non-defensive, softening, and opening to spirit with unconditional trust places you in a position of astonishing protection, empowerment, and grace. Keep your heart open to the Divine Mother. Through that openness, the right thing shall emerge at the right time. The walls we build around our hearts need to be broken down so we can fulfill our sacred purpose and path. Trust that the pains of your past do not have a place in your future. No matter what appears to be, she knows the way through. Temper your fierce emotions without denying them. Keep bringing yourself back to your center. Continue to find the moderate and peaceful resting place within, even as you make radical progress on your path. The oracle predicts the successful completion of a time of spiritual initiation. Grace yourself with the gift of relief and trust that all is well. Accept that. Don't let anything trick you, out of feeling like this is something that's not available for you for whatever reason, because it is. So you can rest your hands over your heart. This is the invocation or a ritual for embodiment of this frequency. And you can feel or intend to make a heart connection with yourself. Let yourself feel held, loved, protected, seen, and cherished. Allow yourself to feel a heart connection with Ma Kali. Your heart and hers are gently spinning in loving and playful dance with each other. Whatever you need to say to her, be it a prayer, a concern, or just a feeling of gratitude, you can do so now. Speak to her from your heart. Place your hands in prayer at your heart and repeat her mantra several times, feeling your heart connection with her deepening as you do. And that is simply Jai Ma Kali. And just to allow yourself to be soothed by the presence within your heart. Imagine your heart becoming strong and radiant, shining out rays of love for the spiritual benefit of all beings, and we need that now. And you can finish by bowing your head to your hands in prayer. So simple. Think about the power of the heart. It is both magnetic and electric. It is many times more powerful than the brain. And the entire spiritual awakening is us going from our head to our heart. And this is what you are being guided to do. You will not be able to think your way out of the things that may be showing up in your reality, because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to love your way, feel your way. You're supposed to be in a relationship with your heart, in a relationship with the Great Mother. Kali Ma is one of the many energies of the Great Mother, one of the many characteristics of the Great Mother. That's the mothering energy that is source creation of all things. And believe it or not, every human being starts off as a girl. Every baby starts off as a girl. And there's so much more to that. But lean into that. Now, in the community, I teach reparenting with the Dark Mother. Because when you're dealing with shadows and traumas and things that can overtake you and things that hurt you, It's best to walk that path with a mother who knows war very well, so that you're not always fighting, so that you can relax more and you can soften, you can be gentle, and you can learn to trust, and you can learn to receive. And a lot of times our expectations is of something negative to happen. And because our brain has been trained to protect us by expecting negative things to happen, so it can say, I knew it was going to happen, we create self-fulfilling prophecies. And that's what you are healing now. So I'm going to put all of the links in the description. My book, The Dark Goddess Guide to End Energetic Fuckery, is out. It has so much information there. If you look under almost all my videos, and I'm always giving something from the book that's in there. It's so much in there, but it's not a lot, but it is a lot. It's really beautiful how it was done. It's really magical how it was done, because it's not a super long book, but what's in there is very trial tested and Dark Mother approved. And they've taught me so much to get through so much, and I've done it publicly. So it's not like I can fake it. I'm not, I can't fake it. My journey is right here for everybody to see. So I want to thank you. And I want you to thank you. Yes, you have come a long way. Acknowledge that. Be proud of yourself. You deserve what you desire. And this is the way to get there. And if you want to join the coven to get access to those videos, you will get a huge discount on the book. The book will only be $17 once you join the coven. You could choose that path as well. And as I said, I'm going to upload my list of herbs that I use to heal the nervous system gently. I'm not a doctor, so, run it past your practitioner, your doctor, or whatever. But for those of us who are on this journey and wanting to work more with these healing energies, that will be available really soon. And I will be uploading content like all throughout every month. Content will be uploaded to the members only channel that I can't put anywhere else for a reason. It's for a reason that I can't just post it everywhere. But it's really sacred knowledge. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Higher, I take you higher. Yeah. I got this sacred